Well, hello guys. In this video, I'm gonna talk about the vibes, about vibing high, vibing low, and the reason why you are always sick or you get sick very often, So let's go watch it. Okay, well, we are all surrounded about bad news everywhere, like social networks and YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Well, Instagram not that much, not really, but certainly in the other social networks or the WhatsApp groups, your family or relatives, like sharing news. At some point, it's good to be informed, about the world situation, the global news, you know, uh, the problems that are happening, the weather change, climatic issues, But this, at the end of the day, make us, worry, So if we are worried, that's certainly one of the reasons why we buy low, like stress, worries, sadness, fear, hate, anger, these emotions are negative. We all know, and obviously it affects our well-being and, believe it or not, our body system. So this is serious. We need to start reducing sharing this news. Most of the people don't realize what they are producing. The people they know, the people who share this news with, and this is what happens. Like it's scientifically proved that these emotions are bad for us, not only for our psyche. I mean, if we are bad emotionally, psychologically, it obviously gonna affect our body too, our health, our body system and whatever, So don't you first of all you gotta avoid watching this news. Consciously or unconsciously, it's gonna affect your consciously or unconsciously is gonna affect your well-being, and also the more we think about these issues, I think the more they grow. Is the law of attraction, The more you think about something, the more it happens. It's like a how can you say, like a ripple thought, like in certain way we are people is kind of connected. If we think the same massively, the mass think the same, the war, the famine, the lack of water, the global warming, all these problems, obviously we are gonna attract them. So yeah, that's the first thing. Stop watching the news. Secondly, stop dealing with too much stress. Like if you have 2 jobs and you can afford them correctly, you should just focus in one and start. Or maybe if you have 3, just focus in 2. Just focus in what you are able to do, or what you can do, to be fine, like emotionally. Like if you stress very much, if the work that you have stress you a lot, you should start thinking about changing of job. Because it doesn't really worth it, like earning a couple hundred more if you work extra hours, for example. But if you are gonna end up at the at bed sick, going doctor, paying for your medical consults, it's gonna end up you're gonna be paying with your health, the extra hours of work. So second, stress less. Do as much as you can in order to avoid stressing. You avoid having anger feelings or sadness, being fighting with your couple, with your relatives, with your friends. Like anger is not good anyways, but it also affects your vibing level. And if you are angry all the time, or if you are sad all the time, or you watch like sadness movies, your brain cannot your brain cannot difference from a real danger than from a imaginary scenario, than over an imaginary danger. If you are worried all the time, or stressed or angry, your brain will receive that sign, and your brain is gonna be in alarm state all the time. You're gonna be tense, you're gonna be worried, you're gonna if you're worried, if you're sad, angry all the time or very often, your body is gonna put his, how can you say, like his our autoimmune system, the autoimmune system will get low, you know. So if you don't sleep, if you mix all these bad emotions, you know, vibing low, with not eating good or enough, or not having healthy meals, or smoking or drinking every weekend, you know, and plus you don't sleep enough, you know, your enough hours, it's gonna affect your health pretty much, and you're gonna fall sick very often. You will get sick very often. You will end up at the doctor consults over and over again. You're gonna end up drinking more medicines, you know. And I don't know if you knew this, but I have, you know, made researching about psychiatric health. I have done researching about psychiatric health, and the more medication you drink, you know, these are nutritional facts too. The more, you know, antibiotics you get, you drink, or you get injected, anti-inflammatory pills you get, the more you will mess up. Sorry, the more you will mess up your microbiota, your good flora. You will mess it up, you know, with all this medication. And if your microbiota is not in good conditions, it ain't gonna filter all the chemicals that are in the food, all the toxins, all the, you know, dangerous chemicals in fruits or drugs or alcohol. You know, it ain't gonna filter. It ain't gonna work it as it is supposed to work properly. You know, so you're gonna end up with bad health, sick. Rewinding a little bit with the bad news topic, like this has always happened, you know. There have always, in the history of humanity, there have always been like crimes, murders, you know, like people fighting, committing homicide, you know, like climate, like weather changes, you know. This has always happened, you know. This has always happened. In some, I don't know, years we have suffered from water, lack of water. We have always had these issues, you know, like that's not something new. The difference is that in past decades, you know, this kind of news wasn't shared as often as they're shared now, you know. They are not, now it's easier sharing all this with just a click, you know, and so it obviously keep everyone, you know, under stress, you know. So that's the only difference. That's the most important thing, you know. Like maybe the weather change has increased, you know, like the global warming, I mean, for sure. But at the end of the day, we gotta question, there is something that we can do about it, like by watching these news or sharing them. There are things that are out of our hands, you know, like things like famine, things like the shootings on the states. This kind of things, we cannot change them, you know. We cannot change them. So there's no point on sharing this news. Why we do that? You know, it seems that the only purpose is, like I say, we do it unconscious, you know, unconsciously, but we just worry the others. We make the other upset or stressed, you know, depressed, you know. So it's pointless sharing this news if you think about it, you know. We cannot change the war situations, for example. Like we can, you know, pray for the people that is in Ukraine, for example, but we cannot decide by the presidents or the governors that are taking or making these decisions about the war, you know. So it's pointless. Well, I hope you find this video helpful. Please give me your thumbs up if you like it, share it, subscribe my channel, and see you on the next video. Ciao.